but the result of his luscious premise is a surprisingly inert film. Director Olivia Newman, working from a script by Lucy Alibar, jumps in both directions without too much momentum between the trial of a young woman and the memories of her rough childhood in the 1950s and North Carolina from the 60s. He is so in charge of the intrigue that he ends up feeling superficial, which makes the revelations major as rushing after the sewers. For a film on a courageous woman who grew up in nature, living according to her own rules, where the Crawdads sing, is unusually lukewarm and selected. And apart from the multilayer performance of Daisy Edgar-Jones as a central figure, the characters never evolve beyond one or two basic traits. We started in October 1969 in the marshes of fictional Barkley Cove, in North Carolina, where some boys fall on a body lying in the mud. It turns out that it is Chase Andrews, a large popular fish in this small island pond. And Kia of Edgar-Jones, with whom he had once had an improbable romantic tangle, becomes the first suspect. She is an easy target, having long been ostracized and vilified as a Mars girl, or when the city dwellers feel particularly derisory towards her, this girl Mars. The flashbacks reveal the abuses that she and her family suffered in the hands of her volatile and alcoholic father and the subsequent abandonment that she endured while everyone left her, only one, to manage for herself, starting with his mother. These lively and first sections are the most powerful emotionally, with Jojo Regina giving an impressive and demanding performance in his first role of major cinema as Kia, 8 years. As his adolescence and the early 1920s and Edgar-Jones took over, two very different young men shape his years of training. There is Too Good Tate, a childhood friend who teaches her to read and write and becomes her first love. And later there is the arrogant Chase and intimidation, which is obviously bad news from the start, something that Kia Reckless is unable to recognize.